Hi everyone, welcome to the last video in my speaking series. There were two videos previous to this. The first video was 5 tips to help you prepare for the speaking test. The second video was 5 tips to help you during the speaking test while you take it. And this video I'm going to look at 5 mistakes to avoid when doing the IELTS test. I recommend that you do go and watch the other videos. They're really important, just as important as this one. But let's get started with the first tip, the first mistake that you should avoid when doing the IELTS speaking test. Tip number 1 is don't worry about your grammar during the test. Now, by this, I don't mean that you don't worry about fixing anything. Just speak like you would speak in your own language. So for example, when I speak in my own language, when I speak in English, if I make a grammar mistake, I sometimes fix myself. Okay, that's normal. Everyone does that. So there's nothing wrong with fixing a grammar mistake that you make. That's perfectly fine. But what you shouldn't be doing is thinking, okay, I want to use a third conditional. I want to use if, had PP, and the other side would have PP, and that will be impressive. No, don't do that, okay? If you're focusing on your grammar, then you won't be focusing on communicating a clear message, and you're going to start sounding like a robot. Your intonation will become unnatural, and the examiner will be like, hey, I'm here, talk to me, okay? Don't talk in your head, don't be in your head, be with me. So that's an important point, okay? Don't concentrate on using any particular grammar. Try to be correct, and it's okay to fix things if you make a mistake, but that's not what you should be concentrating on. Remember that. Don't focus on the grammar that you're trying to use. My second tip is very, very similar. It's don't focus on vocabulary. Think about when you speak in your own language. Do you think about the vocabulary you're going to use? Like, do I think about the vocabulary I'm going to use when I'm speaking now? No, I don't know what I'm going to say next, okay? I'm just talking, and the words are coming to me as they need to. If you've done preparation and you've built up your speaking skills, the vocabulary will naturally come to you depending on what you're trying to say. So if you're focusing on using specific words, you're going to wreck yourself. Just like I said before, you'll start sounding like a robot. Your intonation will go, it sounds unnatural, and the examiner will be like, talk to me, I'm here. Don't be thinking in your head. Also, if you see a video saying 10 words to use to get a 7 in IELTS speaking, you can leave a dislike, okay? There are not 10 words that will help you get a 7 in speaking. There are not 10 idioms that will help you get a 7 in speaking. What will help you is having a very good vocabulary that you already have, not worrying about it, and it will just come to you as you focus on communicating your idea, right? Don't think about individual words, focus on communicating, and the words will come to you. That's important. Okay, let's go to our third point. The third point, again, is similar. The third point is don't worry about your pronunciation during the test. Okay, it's too late. Once you can't fix your accent in the test, and it's not something you should be concentrating on. Now, if you do mispronounce something, you can fix it. That's fine. I do the same in English. Okay, sometimes I bomb a word completely, and I'll just say it again. That's fine. But I don't need to be thinking about, okay, I need to say TH correctly. I need to say this. It's too late. You should have done that and perfected that before the test. Like any good sports star will say, confidence comes from preparation. Your pronunciation is in your preparation. That's where you deal with it. In the test, focus on just communicating your ideas and being clearly understood. Don't focus on all that other stuff like pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. Okay, that's the third tip. Let's go to the fourth point. Tip number 4 is don't become shy. Now, this is easier said than done. When I took the real IELTS test, I've done it a couple of times. When I was going for the speaking test, I was really nervous. The reason was I was trying to get a 9, okay? And so what is a 9? Even I'm not always sure of that. And so my mouth got really dry. Okay, it's my own language. Come on, why was I like that? But yeah, my mouth was dry. I was so nervous. I got some horrible questions, and I was like, oh. And that might happen to you as well. Okay, but don't go into your shell and start whispering. So some people talk like this, and now I'm afraid, and oh dear. Um, that's not that's not giving a good impression to the examiner. It sounds like you're not confident with your English. Now you don't have to be weird. You don't have to be really strangely loud. You can even be, a little bit quiet is not the end of the world. It's okay. But you don't completely fold in to a whisper. Also, be aware that your volume will probably be a little bit lower in the test than how you practice. Okay, you just naturally get nervous and you'll probably go a bit quieter. So make sure you're practicing with a good strong voice, and in the test, keep your voice nice and strong if you can. Don't wither into a pile of jelly. Okay, so yeah, that's easier said than done. But it's important. Okay, let's make sure that you don't get too shy in the test. My last point, and really this is a summary of the whole video series here, of all the 15 tips, is don't be fake, okay? The way you speak in your own language, the way you speak to your friends in English, that's really the way you speak to the examiner, okay? You say what you really think. You don't use words that you wouldn't otherwise use. You don't As I said earlier in this video, you don't need to be saying nonetheless, nevertheless, thus. I mean, if you use those when you normally speak, yeah, fine, okay. Be authentic. So if you love to use fancy words when you speak, okay, that's you. If you like to use simple words when you communicate, that's you as well, and that's fine. You don't want to be any different in the speaking test to what you were 10 minutes ago when you were talking to your friend, okay? Because if you're thinking about anything that's not natural for you, it will change the way you speak. You'll sound like a robot. It will all be horrible to listen to, okay? When I'm acting as an examiner for my students, I just want them to be normal. I've heard them in class. I know what their English is like. I'm just like, just give me that. Just give me your normal English. That's my biggest tip. Don't become a different person. Be yourself, be authentic, be normal, okay? And your score will take care of itself. That's my biggest advice, all right? So I hope that video series has helped you. If you have questions, maybe you're like, oh, teacher, I've heard other things that might be contradicting what you've said. Put them in the comments. I'm always happy to maybe explain myself a bit further. And yeah, I hope this helps you in your speaking test. Now, if you do need writing help, I'm at passyourilts.net. I do writing corrections, among other things. Also, I'm at Pass Your IELTS, the Facebook page. There's pretty much daily tips there. Occasionally there's a stream, and it's a good place to ask me questions as well. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, there's also a series on writing task 2, writing task 1, and some grammar. So check out the other videos. Subscribe to the page, subscribe to this channel, just in case I upload further videos in the future that might be useful for you. Okay, catch you guys later. Bye.